about potential of cassava and pineapple for being a feed for dark fermentation. Today's talk will be based on article of Professor Lorenzo Favaro from University di Padova in Italy, with cooperation with Professor Rufus Diegardane from Department of Paper Science and Bioenergy in University Yaoundé in Cameroon. The title work is Optimization of Biohydrogen Production by Dark Fermentation of African Food Processing Waste Streams. The researcher published this article in recent number of International Journal of Hydrogen Energy, and these two wastes were qualified as pineapple cassava in general name of African residue because in Cameroon and many countries surroundings, pineapple and cassava is the major food waste comparing. So they decided to entitle to use both plants, pineapple and cassava, can generate skins that all usually is 45% of waste of pineapple and cassava is waste that needs to be utilized. Therefore, the other current is utilization waste method is very important, and the suitable is to convert these waste into energy carrier or raw material for green chemistry. In case of cassava, is many sort of natural can be used as adsorbent for phosphorus and phosphorus and useful and one way, but here proposed as dark fermentation. They proposed materials was pretreated by heat shock in 100 Celsius and 4 hours. The dark fermentation was in flask from press in 125 milliliters of a liter in temperature 40 degrees, so higher level of thermophilic. The heat shock was 100 for 40 meters and initially was checked for better as starting some little trace of glucose. Then was putted 1:1 and pH 5:5 as optimal for dark fermentation. The pineapple and cassava was treated by hammer mill and dried in 105 degrees for 24 hours. Then we had here the total solids this case was inoculant was different change. So as the feed was pineapple and cassava, but inoculum heat shock was chosen as from 6 different feedstock, chicken manure with mixed with bovine manure and potatoes, anaerobic digester, swine, chicken, olive and wheat, and bovine and manure, and corn and barley. So only plant starter mixed and only manual. For one, from bovine and chicken and mixed because for example, pork chicken, swine chicken, and manual needs things to be the best, and chicken is more. So here she want to check how it is important. So therefore, we should start. They started to find and mix. So results were fractions have different. Cassava has hemicellulose after checking 13% and 8 in pineapple, whereas protein content was cassava 8, while pineapple 4, and starch was 43% in cassava, while absent in pineapple. So these are differences in skins or skins of these two fruit and plants or seeds, to fruit, and therefore it was checked, and after checking the ratio was the checking that was below the 5% was error was fine, and the highest was the highest production for hydrogen was in case of corn waste and bovine, so 120 milligrams per gram of waste, while other much slower, especially much slower than mixed of all. So bovine, chicken, and mix of all makes mixed inoculum as the lowest. So more inoculums coming more for individual, the better. So the highest was for corn and barley, little better than bovine, while chicken manure was much lower source of inoculum after heating. So we see that the fraction anaerobic digestion origin has some influence of performance. And this shows that how it can compare how the different cases. The pineapple give better, however, better starch. But more starch was in cassava. The yield of hydrogen production was 10% lower in cassava than pineapple. So it shows that if we have hemicellulose with little starch, with no starch, so this starch and hemicellulose shows that only this little part of hemicellulose is eaten, while in pineapple, where it's high hemicellulose, the fraction is better. So it is said, see that according to this research, the better is pineapple. It's very tasty because most research shows cassava as the most best potential hydrogen production. However, according to this research, the food waste mix could some better. But this is the initial first, and we see how it corrected. So pineapple is better than cassava, making big potential for pineapple waste as hydrogen production source. So thank you very much for listening to me.